So if you're a big fan of Horizon Forbidden West and we're looking forward to a sequel, I really have bad news for you. It's more than likely not going to be coming out in the near future, and it's not because people don't want it. It is because of another dumb reason from another CEO, Jim Ryan, that's not even there, that push for live service games. And this is a story by IGN. Live service games Horizon Online reportedly Guerrilla's next project. Horizon 3 might be a ways off. Square told Spawnways Spawncast the promised Horizon 3 might be a ways off. However, Guerrilla is in an interesting place because they're working on this Horizon Online game that I'm not sure how many people want that, Squire said, raising questions about Guerrilla's strategy. They got this Horizon Zero Dawn remaster coming and the Lego Horizons Adventures coming. What happens if neither of those hit? And it turns out there isn't a ton of interest in Horizon anymore. Are they still going to be doing that online game? There are a lot of questions around their strategy and around that online game that I certainly have. Sony's live service push has seen a hit in Arrowhead's PC and PlayStation 5's co-op shooter Helldivers 2, which is the fastest selling PlayStation Studio game of all time, but Firewalk hero shooter Concord flopped so hard, becoming one of the most disastrous launches in PlayStation history, and I quote by IGN, "Not only one of the biggest blunders in gaming history, but like in PlayStation history, but one of the biggest in gaming history," which is kind of insane. And he goes on and says, "Don't hold your breath for Horizon 3, however. And their plan, Horizon Online, is their next project, not whatever the third single-player game looks like," Squire said. So that one might be a ways off. He continued, "PlayStation's live service initiative was no joke. Everybody was like, it's a live service game all around. Horizon is one of the few ones that hasn't been cancelled or hasn't come out and flopped the way Concord did. So a lot of questions there, but a lot of people are working on that online project." So if you don't know who Jason Schreier is, he's probably the most respected gaming journalist in the world, and that's not an exaggeration. The guy's legit. So if he's saying this, he has legitimate sources on the inside. This guy has sources like literally everywhere. He is a legitimate gaming journalist and he does a really good job. So if he's saying it, it's true. I've been reading this guy's articles since I was in high school, so he is legit. And it's kind of disappointing, it's kind of disappointing because I know that this more than likely means Horizon isn't going to come out till the PS6 comes out, which I'll explain why. Usually what happens, like with God of War Ragnarok, they had the majority of the team working on God of War Ragnarok, but then they were also had a small portion of the team with Cory Barlog. The reason why he wasn't directing Ragnarok was because he was working on his new IP. He had written all the plans, everything that they had to do in God of War Ragnarok, while he worked over here on his other game and got all the planning, all the character models done, every engine detail done, and everything finished with that, and just trying to nail what the game's going to be like and what they want it to be. And once Ragnarok was finished, they came over to Cory Barlog's new IP in order to further it and make it to where everybody was all hands on deck with that game, and more than likely that game will come out within the next year or year and a half. So that game's going to come out soon. Now you may be wondering, why can't you do that with Horizon Online? Why is it wasn't Horizon comes out, the majority of the people can go work on the Horizon 3? Because with no doubt, Horizon 3 is being worked on. It's more than likely being worked on a team with 50 to 60 people doing what I said that they did with the Cory Barlog new IP, is where they're working on it, they're getting down exactly what they want the game to be, and just doing some quality of life updates with the engine. And they're doing that as we speak. But once Horizon Online comes out, they can't exactly just pull 250 developers and put them on Horizon and just leave 60 people making the game and keeping the game just working. You can't do that. Because with Concord's flop, Concord was $39. Keep that in mind. It was $39 for a game that was supposed to be free to play. They're not going to make this game $39. I guarantee you that they are thinking really hard whether or not they should make that a $30 game. And if they do, they better offer so much crap with that $39, like the way Helldivers 2 did, in order to make people want to play this game. Keep in mind, Helldivers 2 was already an established IP, an established online game that people were excited for. Horizon is an established single-player game that people really aren't even excited to hear what this Horizon online game is. So it's kind of confusing and puts them in this weird spot, because if they make this game free, and even if they make it $39, you have to keep people there in order to feed people live service content, whether it's free or not. And yes, they could take the majority of those developers and put it on Horizon 3, but at what consequence of their online game that they've already spent more than likely hundreds of millions of dollars in order to just make, let alone make profit on. I don't want Horizon Online to fail, but at the same time, this is just a bad strategy, and why most PlayStation studios didn't want to make live service games in the first place, because it keeps you from moving on to the next project. It should always come from the team on the inside that wants to make an online game, that wants to see a game, their vision be an online game service that they feel that can be new. It just doesn't make sense to make a single player game developer make a online live service game. But I'm rooting for Guerrilla. I hope that this game is really good, and I hope that I don't even know what to say. I hope that they succeed. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Are you worried about Horizon 3? Does this make you worry about Horizon Online? I know it does for me. And let me know what you think in the comment section. And remember, you're pretty good.